Hey, what is up guys? So today we are going to be talking about Pot of Cupidity or Pot of Desires as we know it here in the TCG. Now it's unquestionably right now it is the best card in the Dark Illusions to actually pull without a doubt as far as the prices go in the game. So it's like the highest value out of this new set. But is the card all hype, or is it actually a card that is worth investing money into, or perhaps getting rid of them now because you know it's not going to be good in the future? So we're here to talk a little bit about this card. Now I'm sure a lot of you guys know the effect, but its effect is relatively simple. Let's go ahead and read it real quick. We'll talk about its rulings, and then we'll also talk about its pros and its cons. So we're going to argue both sides here. So anyways, Pot of Cupidity or Pot of Desires in the TCG, you banish 10 cards from the top of your deck face down. Draw 2 cards. You can only activate one of them per turn. So it's a relatively simple and straightforward effect. But anyways, let's go ahead and look at like some of the meta, because if you guys look at OCG, sometimes things can follow in the TCG because we just haven't got some of these cards yet, therefore we can't play some of the stuff. But if you look at what's winning, there's a lot of decks that are running triple Pot of Cupidity. Again, Cupidity and Desires are the same card. It's just sometimes I might say Cupidity and sometimes I might say Desires just because like the deck list in OCG, that's what they call it. But if you look at Blue Eyes, heck, Blue Eyes is running it. Like, unless you're banishing like triple copies of Blue Eyes, you'll be okay. Like, you can still manage to function in most decks. But there's just so many decks. ABC's playing it. Like, there's so many meta decks that are playing it, and we'll get into that in just a moment. But I want to go ahead and talk about like the rulings and also other other things in the game. But anyways, when we're going to be talking about that, I'm going to go ahead and just randomly spectate. Heck, we might see a lot of these Pot of Cupidities in action here. So first off, I want to go over some rulings. Now, currently this is how it's ruled. And if this changes, let me know guys in the comment section below, because we got that next big event is essentially World, and with Worlds you usually go by OCG rulings, and this is how it's currently ruled. You can look at the banished cards if you are the guy that banished those cards. So like if my opponent activates Pot of Cupidity, I cannot look at his banished cards because they are banished face down. Now he can actually look at his cards. Now the reason why they've incorporated this is so you cannot do illegal moves. If I was to activate emergency like E-Call, and let's say Stratos was my only target and Stratos is now banished, it would be an illegal move because it's not actually in my deck. I couldn't activate it. So for those reasons, that's how it is currently ruled. If that changes, you guys in the comment section let me know, because again, the next big event is Worlds, and that might be something that it might be relevant in the future later if they change things. I don't know if you guys were playing back in the day, but we had a Tour Guide Sangan ruling. There was Tour Guide Sangan, detached Sangan got effect, and then I was like, wait, you can't do that. And sometimes they change rulings on Yu-Gi-Oh, but as of right now, you can look at the banished cards. Now, you cannot do anything with the banished cards. Even though you can look at the cards face down, you can't interact with them. Like, for example, Cosmotown, you cannot use Cosmotown to just add any card. Otherwise, well, you activate that in Cosmos, it's like, oh, Cosmotown, I get really, like, whatever I want. So you cannot really do anything with majority of cards, unless it just says, like, how many banished cards are there. If it requires, like, a specific banished card, it's technically, like, unknown, so to speak. So cards that would benefit by having a certain card banished, it's considered unknown in a sense. We'll have to wait and see if there's any cards that require certain things that is also face down. It's like, if you have this card that's banished and it's also face down that's banished, it might have some effect. I don't know, but as of right now, for the most part, most of the things can't be interacted with. Like, there's no cards that just say, like, even if it says add a banished, card that's, like, very specific, even though it's banished, it's face down, so you can't interact with it again. But, as far as the card being good, now, like I said, it's the most expensive card right now. Usually how it goes is if a card is good, it'll maintain its value, and obviously if it's not good, then it'll just drop off in price. Now, I don't want to focus too much off of probability in this video, because you can always say, if you play 3 copies of, let's say, Blue Eyes, and you're playing a Blue Eyes deck with triple Pot of Cupidity, as, I just showed you guys, it's meta, it's winning. But the thing is that if you banish, like, let's say all 3 Blue Eyes, yes, that can hurt your deck. But the more you play, the less likely you are to banish every single copy. Like, if I only play one, like, Max C in my deck, and I activate Cupidity, and I banish that one, obviously, there's not going to be any more Max Cs. The more Max Cs I play, the less likely I am to banish all copies in my deck. I think that that's self-explanatory, but again, I don't want to focus too much off of, like, what percentage? Is it 17%? Because even if I tell you guys the percentages, it doesn't matter. If you banish all 3 copies of Blue Eyes, the percentage doesn't matter because you just like lose some of those games, and that's just how card games are. Now, it is like really rare to open up with 3 copies of Pot of Cupidity, because some people will argue, well, if you open up 3 copies, you can only play 1. Well, yes, that is true, but the thing is again, Tengu was at, well, obviously you played 3 copies of Tengu, Reborn Tango when it was out, and it sucked to draw all 3, but you know what happens. Even if the probability... There's a giant picture of Harambe, and then also another Harambe over in the bottom left-hand corner talking. Anyways, guys, just as a heads up, you guys got to go to the other channel if you guys want to finish off the video. There's a new channel called Azneyes White Dragon where I will be uploading all of my Yu-Gi-Oh stuff. This channel that we're using right now is going to be seeing new content coming very soon in just a few days. But anyways, like I said, guys, if you came for Yu-Gi-Oh, obviously this video is Yu-Gi-Oh, so yeah, this channel is no longer going to have Yu-Gi-Oh content. All of it's going to be transferred over to another channel due to channel names and legal issues. But anyways, that said, if you guys want to stay tuned to this channel, there's going to be new content coming soon, very, very soon. And then in addition to that, if you guys want to watch the rest of the video, you can go ahead and click on the annotation or visit the description box below and visit the new channel, which is just going to have the Yu-Gi-Oh content, which is Azneyes White Dragon. There's already a lot more other content on there, and in the future, all the Yu-Gi-Oh stuff will be there. But yeah, I just wanted to give you guys a heads up, and I'll let you guys know for the next couple days, just so everyone can know that we're actually moving channels for Yu-Gi-Oh content. But anyways, that said, guys, I'll see you on the other side, and thanks. I'm signing out.